Welcome to Bible Unraveled, where we uncover the fascinating and lesser-known stories within the scriptures that reveal the extraordinary events and miracles often overshadowed by the more famous tales. Today, we're diving into 6 incredible stories that showcase the miracles, divine interventions, and the awe-inspiring power of faith. From a talking donkey to a left-handed hero, these stories will captivate your imagination and deepen your appreciation for the richness of biblical narratives. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to explore the hidden wonders of the Bible. Balaam and his talking donkey, Numbers 22, verses 21 to 35. Balaam was a prophet known for his ability to bless and curse effectively. Balak, the king of Moab, saw the Israelites encamped near his land and feared their power. He sent messengers with gifts to hire Balaam to curse the Israelites. Although God initially forbade Balaam to go, Balaam later received permission to go with a strict command to only say what God instructed. On his journey, Balaam rode his donkey. God sent an angel with a drawn sword to block the path. The donkey saw the angel and turned off the road into a field. Balaam beat the donkey to get it back on the road. The angel then stood in a narrow path between 2 vineyards with walls on both sides. The donkey pressed against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot, and he beat her again. Finally, the angel stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn. The donkey lay down under Balaam, and he beat her with his staff. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam, shocked but angry, replied, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey said, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" Balaam admitted, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel standing in the road with his sword drawn. Balaam bowed low and fell face down. The angel said, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I have come here to oppose you because your path is a reckless one before me." The donkey saw me and turned away. If she had not turned away, I would have killed you by now, but I would have spared her. Balaam confessed his sin and offered to return home, but the angel instructed him to go with the men, but to speak only what God told him. Balaam continued his journey, ultimately blessing Israel instead of cursing them as Balak had desired. Ehud and the defeat of King Eglon, Judges 3 verses 12 to 30. After falling into sin, the Israelites were oppressed by King Eglon of Moab for 18 years. They cried out to the Lord, who raised up Ehud, a left-handed man from the tribe of Benjamin, as their deliverer. Ehud made a double-edged sword about 18 inches long and strapped it to his right thigh under his clothing. Ehud and others brought tribute to Eglon, who was exceedingly fat. After presenting the tribute, Ehud sent away the others and returned to Eglon, saying, "I have a secret message for you, O king." Eglon, intrigued, dismissed his attendants. Ehud approached Eglon, who was sitting alone in his cool upper room. Ehud said, "I have a message from God for you." As the king rose from his seat, Ehud drew the sword from his right thigh and plunged it into Eglon's belly. The handle went in after the blade, and the fat closed over it, so Ehud did not pull the sword out. The excrement came out, and Eglon fell dead. Ehud locked the doors of the upper room and escaped. When Eglon's servants came and found the doors locked, they thought he was relieving himself. They waited to the point of embarrassment, but eventually unlocked the doors and found their master dead. Ehud returned to the Israelites and rallied them to attack the Moabites. The Israelites seized the fords of the Jordan River and killed about 10,000 Moabite warriors, securing 80 years of peace for Israel. Elisha and the floating axe head, 2 Kings 6 verses 1 to 7. Elisha, the prophet, led a group of prophets who found their current dwelling too small. They decided to build a new place by the Jordan River. As one of them was felling a tree, the iron axe head he was using fell into the water. The man cried out in distress, "Oh no, my lord, it was borrowed." Elisha asked, "Where did it fall?" When shown the spot, Elisha cut a stick and threw it there, and the iron axe head floated to the surface. The man reached out his hand and took it. This miracle not only solved a practical problem, but also demonstrated God's care for even the smallest concerns of his people. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this exploration of unknown Bible stories, don't forget to subscribe to Bible Unraveled and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Sharing this video with friends and family helps spread the message. If you have any thoughts or questions, leave a comment below. The curse of the bald prophet, 2 Kings 2 verses 23 to 25. After Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elisha became his successor. As Elisha traveled to Bethel, a group of boys came out and jeered at him, shouting, "Go on up, you bald head! Go on up, you bald head!" This mocking reference was likely related to Elijah's recent ascension and Elisha's baldness. Elisha turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 female bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. This event underscored the seriousness of respecting God's chosen prophets and the consequences of mockery and disrespect. Jael and Sisera, Judges 4 verses 17 to 21. Israel was oppressed by Jabin, king of Canaan, whose army was commanded by Sisera. Deborah, a prophetess and judge, instructed Barak to lead an army against Sisera. With God's help, Barak's forces routed Sisera's army. Sisera fled on foot and sought refuge in the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, an ally of Jabin. Jael welcomed Sisera, gave him milk instead of water to soothe him, and covered him with a blanket. Exhausted, Sisera fell into a deep sleep. Seeing her chance, Jael took a tent peg and a hammer and approached the sleeping commander. She drove the peg through his temple into the ground, killing him instantly. When Barak arrived in pursuit, Jael went out to meet him and said, "Come, I will show you the man you are looking for." Barak entered the tent, saw Sisera dead with the tent peg through his temple, and realized the victory was complete. Jael's courageous act contributed significantly to Israel's deliverance from Canaanite oppression. Uzzah and the Ark, 2 Samuel 6 verses 1 to 7. King David wanted to bring the Ark of the Covenant, which represented God's presence, to Jerusalem. The Ark had been at the house of Abinadab. David and all Israel celebrated with all their might before the Lord with castanets, harps, lyres, timbrels, sistrums, and cymbals as they transported the ark on a new cart driven by Uzzah and Ahio, sons of Abinadab. As they reached the threshing floor of Nacon, the oxen stumbled. Uzzah reached out and took hold of the ark to steady it. Although his intentions were good, touching the ark was a direct violation of God's command, as only the Levites were permitted to carry it using poles. God's anger burned against Uzzah, and he struck him down for his irreverence. Uzzah died beside the ark. David was both angry and afraid because of the Lord's outburst against Uzzah. He named the place Perez Uzzah, meaning outburst against Uzzah. This incident highlighted the holiness of God and the importance of strict obedience to his commands. The ark was temporarily placed in the house of Obed-Edom, where it remained for 3 months, bringing blessings to his household. Thank you for joining us on this journey through some of the Bible's most intriguing and lesser-known stories. We hope these tales of divine encounters, miraculous events, and acts of bravery have inspired you and sparked a deeper interest in the Scriptures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories from the Bible, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Until next time, keep exploring and let the wisdom and wonder of the Bible guide your path.